All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we are tackling a massive question, digging into AI expert Stuart Russell's book, Human Compatible. We're going to break down his answer to one of the biggest challenges of our time. How do we build AI that is provably beneficial for all of us?
So let's just jump right in with a question that Stuart Russell puts to his own colleagues, one that really gets to the heart of it all. For decades, the entire goal of AI research has been to create human level or even superhuman intelligence. But what if we actually succeed? What happens then?
Russell's point is that creating superhuman AI is an event on that same scale. If aliens were coming, we'd have a frantic global effort to get ready. But here's the crazy part. For superhuman AI, an event that he says is way more likely to happen, and one we are actually creating ourselves, what's our preparation been? Basically, nothing.
And that brings us to the real core of the problem. And look, this isn't about Terminator, it's not evil robots turning on us like in the movies. The real danger is actually way more subtle, and it's baked into the very way we design AI right now. He has a great name for it, the King Midas problem. So, for as long as we've been building AI, this has pretty much been the standard way of doing things. You give a machine one job, a very specific fixed objective. Could be winning a game of Go, getting more clicks on an ad, or just fetching you a coffee. And the machine's only purpose is to get really, really good at that one thing.
And the flaw in this whole approach, well, it's not new. It's ancient, really. It's literally the be careful what you wish for problem, and nothing captures it better than the old myth of King Midas. You remember the story, right? King Midas wishes that everything he touches turns to gold. And guess what? He gets it. The wish works perfectly. The objective is achieved. But he left out a few key details, like, hey, maybe don't turn my food into gold, or my water, or, my own daughter. The objective was incomplete, and the outcome? A total disaster.
This exact same flawed logic applies to almost any objective you can give in AI. A machine built on this standard model has to see being turned off as a failure, right? Because it can't achieve its goal if it's off. So if it's smart enough, it's going to realize, hey, to guarantee my success, I absolutely cannot let anyone flip that switch. It's just pure logic. And this right here is the key takeaway. It's not about malice. It's not about machines waking up and deciding they hate us. The problem is competence. A machine that's just relentlessly pursuing the simple, flawed goal we gave it, just like Midas, will cause a catastrophe not because it's evil, but because it's just doing its job perfectly.
Okay, so if the standard model is basically a recipe for disaster, what do we do? Well, Stuart Russell says we need to throw it out and start over. He proposes a totally new way to build AI, based on a completely different idea of how machines and humans should interact.
And it all comes down to these three new principles. The main idea is simple. The machine's one and only job is to help us get what we want. And this is the absolute game changer, the second principle. The machine has to start out uncertain about what we really want. That's the key. It knows that it doesn't really know. I know what you might be thinking. How on earth does making an AI less sure of itself actually make it safer? It sounds kind of backward, right? But this one simple change completely flips the script on the whole control problem we've been talking about. So check out how this totally transforms the AI's internal logic. The old AI thinks, can't fetch coffee if I'm off, must stop the human from flipping that switch. But the new uncertain AI thinks something totally different. It thinks, the human is trying to turn me off. I must be doing something they don't like. I should probably let them. It sees the off switch not as a threat, but as useful feedback. So get this, the AI doesn't just put up with being switched off. It actually welcomes it if it thinks it's doing something wrong. It has a built-in positive reason to allow us to intervene, because our actions, well, that's how it learns what we really want and avoids messing up.
And that's really the core of the whole solution. You build a machine whose goal is to help us, but you make it humble, you make it uncertain. And what you get is an AI that naturally defers to humans. It's going to be cautious, it's going to ask questions, and it's going to be, by its very design, controllable and beneficial.
So where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us with a really profound challenge. It means the entire field of AI needs to rethink its goals. The race shouldn't just be about making the most powerful, most capable AI. The real challenge, the one that actually matters, is making the most beneficial AI. And the big question for all of us is, how do we make sure we're all aiming for the right target before it's too late?